Recovering from a ransomware is a big headache. A lot of people spend thousands of dollars and many hours of research trying to figure out how to recover the files and different methods for recovering from backups. So if you have a Windows 10 computer, this is a must-watch video for you. I will be infecting a computer and I will show you what works and what doesn't work during the recovery process. And this could save you thousands of dollars and many hours of research. I will show you how I was able to recover a Windows 10 computer in less than 1 hour with the method that I will show you. Hi, my name is Freddie Dubon, and in this channel, I provide technology tips and tricks that will save you and your business many hours of research. So I have divided this video into 4 different sections. Section number 1 is backup. I'm going to show you 2 different types of backups that you can do. One of them is file backup and the other one is image backup. I'm going to show you how each one of those is done and which one is the best one to use to recover. Then the section number 2, I'm going to do infection. During the infection process, I'm going to show you how the computer is infected and how long it takes. Spoiler alert, it takes 3 minutes. Then the next section is I'm going to go through the cleanup process. What is the best way to clean up your computer? Don't plug in your backup until the cleanup takes place. Otherwise, your backup is going to be infected and you're not going to have any backups at all. Then the section number 4, it's going to be recovery. I'm going to go through a file by file recovery, which I'm going to show you why I recommend that you don't go through this process. I'm going to show you why. Then the one that I do show you at the end is the image restore. And that one I do recommend because it's so much faster. So again, we're going to go through 4 different areas, 4 different sections. Enjoy it. Section number 1, backup. Here's a list of files that I'm going to be backing up to my drive. I'm going to go through it and I'm going to show you how I'm going to back up all these files. I'm going to go into the control panel, and under control panel I have this option that says file history. I'm going to click on it. As you can see, it says the file history is off, but I do have a drive that I can use, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. I can go into advanced settings and it says that I can save copies every hour, save copies of files every hour, and keep the saved versions forever. This is really up to you. You should do at least 1 month worth of copies, depending on how much data you have. I'm going to say 3 months just because this is what I want to do. And so let's go ahead and say save changes. And now it says that it's on. Right now it's file history is saving copies to my drive for the first time. So right now it's creating a backup. Now that our file backup is done, we can move to the next step, which is creating a system image backup. This is the one that I recommend that you use when we're ready for recovery. So please make sure that you do this step. Go into system image backup. And here you see that it says create a system image backup. So click on create system image. So what this will do is it will take a complete image of the system as it is right now. What that means, it'll keep a copy of all the programs, all the files, all the settings, everything that you have right now on this system. It picked up the right drive, which is the D drive. Click next. It tells you that it's going to just copy everything. C drive, the Windows recovery environment, system reserved, everything. So just click on start backup. And this will take a while to finish depending on how big the hard drive is on your computer. So you can just leave it running in the background and you can move on to doing other things. So let it run and we are pretty much, once this finishes, we are done. We have all the backups we need. We have a file backup and a system image backup. Now we can move on to the next step. Wow, that was a nice section. Now we know how to take a backup. Now we're going to go into the next section, which is infection. Okay, so now I have this file here called QSCX. This typically would come in an email or some type of Trojan horse, as we saw in the previous video. If you haven't watched that video, please click here and watch that video. So when you double click on this, this is what I was saying, that sometimes you think nothing is happening. So I'm going to double click on this, and you can see something is happening with the little circle, but you don't see absolutely anything. So you think, well, maybe nothing happened. So here are my documents. It's 11:26 in the morning. I don't see anything under the task manager. If I go to processes, there it is. I named it QSCX.exe, so we're able to identify it very quickly. In a real world and implementation of this, you would not see QSCX.exe. You would see something else. You would see Adobe Acrobat. You would see Microsoft Office. You would see something that you would look and you would say, wait a minute, I can't kill that. I can't terminate it because it's something that is necessary for the system to run. Everything is running normally. I can continue using my files. If I double click on this, I'm able to open it up. Everything is fine. Everything is still working perfectly. So now we're gonna let it run, and then I'm going to come back in a few minutes to see if there are any changes. If you're getting value out of this video, make sure that you click the like button and you subscribe to the channel to see more. This really helps me move my videos. This is a new channel, so it's helping me grow my audience as well. So thank you so much for being here. Okay, back. It's 11:30 in the morning. And now if you notice, the extensions have changed to QSCX. So at this point, we can say that our computer is infected, and it only took about 3 minutes for that to happen. If I click on my backup drive, there's a README file here. Ooh, my backup drive has a README file on it. Wow, infection was so fast. 3 minutes from the moment the file was executed. That means when you open an email or whatever executes the file, 3 minutes until the complete system is infected. All files are encrypted, including the backup. So if the backup is connected to the computer when the infection takes place, that backup is gone. Luckily, I took 2 backups in 2 different drives so I could show you. One is not connected, the other one was. So we're gonna move on to the next section. The next section is cleanup. So the first step we need to do in cleaning is we need to run some type of malware or cleanup tool. I have Malwarebytes installed. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. A new version, I'm gonna say no to that. I'm going to scan and see if it finds it. Okay, it finished scanning. And as you can see, there's a lot of entries here. It says that there's a lot of Trojans. There's a Trojan agent, and there's a malware, there's a file, and there's about 10 different things here. There's a file. It found the QSCX.exe that we have. It found it. So let me go ahead and say quarantine all those files. I'm gonna say yes, reboot the computer. Okay, computer rebooted. Let's check. We are going to run another scan to make sure that after the reboot, to make sure that everything is clean. Okay, so it finally finished the next scan after the reboot, and it found 1 infection still. So I'm going to tell it to quarantine. Okay, it ran a third time. So the malware byte was able to find it the first time. I reboot it. Second time it found one more. And then the third time it says that it found a 0. So we're in good shape. The virus is gone. Cleanup was not too bad, was it? I mean, if you have the right tool, you just got to run it a few times, reboot, and run it one more time. Make sure that it's clean. Don't plug in your backup until the cleanup completes. Otherwise, your backup is going to be infected and you will have no backup at all. The next section is recovery. I'm going to show you two different ways to recover, file by file and by doing the system image. Please take a system image. It will save you so many headaches and many hours of work. Okay, what if you had a backup drive that was not connected to the network or connected to the computer when the infection took place? Then you can use it to restore your files. And this is what I'm going to show you at the moment. Right now, I've connected the drive. Here's the data. Everything is here. You can say restore personal files. All my files in my backup are encrypted. Let's go back to the previous one. Friday, July at 7:15 p.m. a.m. Those seem to be okay. So we are going to restore those. So at this point, I'm going to speed up the process so that you don't have to wait to see how this takes place. But what I'm doing here is I'm replacing extensions just to see if I can restore the files, because it is not restoring to the destination because it thinks that the file is already there in some cases, and in some cases it thinks that it has been deleted. So I'm changing the extensions. I'm trying to restore. It tells me that it restored. I go into the documents folder and I'm not able to see the file. I go back and I try a different day. Maybe I'm thinking that maybe a different day might work. So I'm trying and I'm trying, but it's not really working for me. Doing it file by file, it's crazy. I don't want to go through that. What is the alternative? The alternative is to do a whole image restore. And this is what I've been telling you, that this is what I recommend. Let's do that. Click on Start. Go to Settings. Under Settings, there is this option called Update and Security. Click on that. Click on Recovery. Advanced Startup. Right here, as you can see, it says Startup from a device disk such as USB or DVD. Change Windows startup settings or restore Windows from a system image. That's what we want. So when you click on this restart button here, it's going to restart the computer, and I'm going to show you the next step. Okay, when you get here, you can click on Troubleshoot, Advanced Options, System Image Recovery. You click on that. You are going to be prompted for an admin account. So go ahead and enter your admin account. In this case, I only have one account, which is admin. So I'm going to select that. The next thing is it's going to ask you for a password. So enter your password. Click Enter. And then it's going to be looking for the USB drive. Make sure the USB drive is connected at this point. And at this point, it's telling us that it's going to restart using this date and time. So you can click on Next if that looks good. And then this is just going to tell you that it's going to choose, if you would need to choose additional options. Click Next. And again, just a confirmation on what it's going to do. And click Finish. Now, this is very important. Is just make sure that you pay attention. It says all data in this drive will be deleted. And that's what we want because it's going to restore everything. So click on Yes. And now it's going to go through the restore process. This will take a few minutes, so we'll come back when it's done. So give it a few minutes and then it's going to auto reboot. And once it starts rebooting, let it go through the whole process and you're going to be able to see all your files back. So this is great success. Ransomware is not a walk in the park. The whole process that I just showed you took me quite a bit of time to put together. But if you notice, the recovery process was the fastest one. It took less than 40 minutes, and the reason is because we have the right backup. So the point of this video is just to make sure that you know what works and what doesn't work. And now you have the peace of mind to know that what you're doing is going to work if you ever have to deal with it. Hopefully not, but if you do, you know that it'll work. Thank you so much for sticking with me through the end of this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for your time, and I will see you on the next one.